Hello dear multicellular organisms, welcome to our class life science discussion. So in our life science discussion class we are going to discuss the basic structural functional unit of life, that is called cell. Here we have plant cell. So generally cell in the sense it may be plant or animal or insects or birds or reptiles, whatever it may be. Cell is a cell. This is the basic unit. So why this is called basic unit, and who discovered this first time, and what are the components of the cells or parts, and what are the difference between different types of cells, briefly we will go through. So cell is actually Latin name. It is derived from Latin language. In Latin, what is meant by cell in the sense? Little room. Cell in the sense little room. In 1665, famous scientist Robert Hooke, he was discovered the cell first time. He was observed bark of oak tree under microscope. So whenever he observed the bark of oak tree under the microscope, he observed hexagonal structures. So these hexagonal structures exactly resembles to the honeycomb or honey hive. So he named these each and every hexagonal structure as a cell. So cell in the sense little room or little space. So cell, it may be small in size, very small, and larger in size. So the largest cell is ostrich egg. So you knew already an ostrich bird. So ostrich bird egg is the largest cell on this earth in the world. Then the smallest cell is PPLO, pneumonia like organisms, that is called PPLO. It is a type of bacteria. Then coming to the main differences between plant and animal cell, this is a plant cell. Our animal cell, it may be oval or round or elongated or star shaped. So different types of shapes we could observe. In the plant cell, large vacuole is present. This is called vacuole. So this vacuole is absent in our animal cell. Then coming to these green color structures known as chloroplasts. So chloroplasts are absent in our human body cells. Then coming to next one, chromoplasts also we could observe. Chromoplasts. These are also absent in our animal cell. Then finally cell wall also we could observe in the plant cell, but in our animal cell this cell wall is absent. And plant cell mostly they have hexagonal structures. Generally, whether it is a plant cell or animal cell, major three components or parts are common. What are those parts? Cell membrane, or it is also called plasma membrane, or it is also called living membrane, or it is also called semi-permeable membrane. So this is the membrane. Commonly it is called plasma membrane. This is common in all types of cells, and this yellow color jelly like substance inside the cell is called cytoplasm. This cytoplasm also common in all types of cells, and the brain of the cell, controlling station of the cell, the dynamic center of the cell which controls all activities of the cell, that is called nucleus. So nucleus is common in all types of cells. So cytoplasm is common, nucleus is common, plasma membrane is common. This cytoplasm and nucleus combine together called protoplasm. So this protoplasm performs chemical activities. So these chemical activities commonly called metabolic activities. So metabolic activity is nothing but chemical activities. Chemical activities performed by protoplasm. Protoplasm in the sense cytoplasm plus nucleus. Then where those both are present in the sense inside the cell, whether it is plant cell or animal cell or microbe cell, whatever it may be. So finally metabolic activity is done by protoplasm. Metabolic activity is nothing but growth, repair, reproduction, respiration, transportation, locomotion until death. When new cell is born or produced, until death, whatever activities performed by that cell, those all activities called metabolic activities. Okay. Commonly these metabolic activities are called cellular activities. So when these activities are not performed by the cell, then that is called death. Okay. So these all activities combined together called life. So what is the life? Life in the sense combination of metabolic activities performed by the cell. So those metabolic activities nothing but we told growth, repair, reproduction, etc., etc., etc. Whatever we are observing in the human body. We are multicellular. Then in unicellular also these all activities are common. But in unicellular and lower organisms, these activities are not much complex. In our body, these are highly complex. In our body, hours, days, months, years we required. But in lower organisms, these all activities, they required or they need just a few seconds or few minutes and etc. So here, in the plant cell, nucleus is present peripheral of the cell, aside, because large central vacuole is located in the cytoplasm. That's the reason nucleus is slightly pushed aside. If we take animal cell, in animal cell large vacuole is absent, then the nucleus is exactly located in the center of the cell. We will discuss about animal cell in our next class. So generally every cell has single nucleus. Such a type of cell is called uninucleated cell. Sometimes more than one nuclei present in a single cell. 2, maybe 3, 10, 20, 30, 40 also. Such a type of cells are called multinucleated cells. So the multinucleated condition of the cell is known as syncytium. In animal cells, multinucleated condition is called syncytium. Coming to the plant cells, multinucleated condition is called cenocytic. Cenocytic or syncytium, both are multinucleated conditions. Syncytium means animal cell, cenocytic in the sense plant cell. So here we could observe the different parts, like these all parts are present in the cytoplasm is called cell organelles. Those cell organelles may be ribosomes, chloroplasts, vacuole, mitochondria, lysosomes, Golgi body, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, cytoskeletons we could observe here, chromoplasts are present, Coming to the animal cell, additionally centrioles are present. These are very important cell organelles which participates in the cell division. We knew cell division in the sense mitosis and meiosis. So centrioles are participated in that cell division. So finally, in this video we are going to discuss very important theory that is called cell theory. Generally, famous scientists Schleiden and Schwann, those both scientists, they have given two statements. Those two statements comes under cell theory. Statement 1, all organisms made by cell. That's true. Then second statement is cell is the basic structural functional unit of life. That is also true. So these two statements together called cell theory. But what happened here? These two scientists, they are unable to prove how the new cells are formed. So this statement given by one more scientist, Rudolf Virchow. He gave the third statement, every new cell will be born from pre-existed cells. In the sense, it's old cell. That cell is called mother cell. We knew already how we have born, from where we have born, in the sense, from our mother's womb. Yes or no? Our mother gave us birth. Same as new cell will be born from old cells, or old cells produce new cells. So Rudolf Virchow finally concluded this cell theory. These three statements comes under cell lineage theory. Only two statements comes under cell theory. So dear multicellular organisms, this is a brief information and introduction regarding cell under our life science concept. Life science in the sense, it may be biology, zoology, botany, microbiology, biochemistry, genetic engineering, whatever it may be. For every aspect, everything, this is the basic topic. So in our one more video, we will meet with one more beautiful topic. Till then, good luck.